Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here from Pickdawgz.com, bringing y'all my NBA Jam session on March 12th, 2023, man. If you're looking for more of this great content, y'all know what to do. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and drop y'all like down in the comments. As you know, I love going through, seeing who y'all like. My best bets can be found over at Pick Dawgz Premium. Just click that link in the description. It takes you right to my Handicapper page. That's where you can find my long-term packages, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, monthly, yearly, seasonal. All my bets for today's action, college hoops. As conference tournaments come to an end today, NBA, nice size NBA card, and hockey if I'm active. So you can find all my bets, man, over there at Pick Dawgz Premium, including my $15 NBA Jam Session play, which we did have a winner on yesterday with the Thunder Buddies, the Cover Buddies, man, the best cover team in the NBA, our favorite money-making team. They got it done on the road yesterday against the New Orleans Pelicans. They won 4 or 5, man. I really like what I've seen from the Thunder Buddies right now. They play today again today, man, so watch out. But, yeah, man, love that play. We've hit 9 of our last 15. We go for 10 of 16 on it today. My best bet in the NBA. You can scoop it up, $15. Small card today in the NBA, but we're going to try to smash it per usual. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter at ParlayGuyJ, and check out my live show as I do go live every evening, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. Run through the card one more time. I usually bring on a guest as well as we talk about it, run it through one more time. So check me out there. Let's make some money tonight in the NBA. Without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. In our first matchup of the night, man, we got the Brooklyn Nets. They're out on the road facing the Denver Chicken Nuggets, man. Denver laying 9, total 231. Early start time for the Nuggets, man. We know they usually go in that 9 o'clock window at home. Ooh, that's when them Nuggets is fire. 2:30 start time make me a little nervous with this Nuggets team, man. They're usually a late start time team. They are at home off of 2 ugly losses, off of 2 terrible losses, man. At home to the Chicago Bulls. For a Nuggets team that's only lost before that game 4 games at home all season, that was a terrible loss for them. And then to follow that up going into San Antonio, facing arguably the worst team in the NBA and lose that game outright, I don't like what I've seen from the Nuggets in their last 2, man. But the golden rule is in place for a reason, man. The golden rule is we do not fade the Denver Nuggets on their home floor. I'm actually going to ride them today. I like this 9 quite a bit, man. I do think it's a bounce-back spot for the best home team in the NBA, the Denver Nuggets. I'll lay the 9 with them here in this spot. I know the Nets have been playing really good basketball. I know that, man. They just won 4 of their last 5, and 4 of their last 5 were out on the road. The only loss in that span came to Milwaukee, and they kept that one competitive, 118-113. They just won their last matchup 2 days ago against Minnesota in overtime, 124-123. Beat up on Houston out there, 118-96. Beat up on Charlotte. Beat Boston on the road, 115-105 after being down 27 points at one point in time in that game. But with all that said, man, the Nets typically lose to the teams they're supposed to lose to. Let's not forget they were down 27 at one point in time on the road to the Celtics, another really good home team. I think the Nuggets get right today on their home floor. I firmly do. Let's not forget, man, the Nuggets have gone stupid, dummy, crazy at home all season. Off the 2 worst losses of their season, I definitely expect them to come in locked in, loaded, and focused today. And I do expect them to have some emphasis on this one and to win this game pretty comfortably. That's just how I see it, man. I know that they are not in that mode right now, and I kind of said that a few days ago. As the Nuggets, they really don't have to blow out teams right now because they firmly have that number 1 seed locked up. Nobody's going to catch them for that number 1 seed in the Western Conference. But like I said, off those 2 terrible losses, man, at home to Chicago, no, for a team that's only lost 4 games all season, terrible loss. And then to go out on the road and lose to the worst team in the NBA in the San Antonio Spurs, that's unexcusable. Bounce back spot today for the Nuggets on their home floor. Nets, they've been playing better basketball. They won 4 or 5. That comes to an end today. They get took behind the shed. Lay the points with the Nuggets as they go stupid, dummy, crazy on their home floor, and I think they do it again tonight. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers out on the road facing the Charlotte Hornets. Cleveland's laying 8, total 220. I lean Cleveland in this one, man, if I'm going to be honest. They're just the much better team, playing the better basketball right now. Charlotte, they have won 2 of their last 5, 2 of their last 3. They did just drop yesterday to the Utah Jazz, 119-111. They're on a back-to-back. They did play at home, so no travel involved. They beat Detroit the game before, 113-103. Beat the New York Knicks the game before, 112-105. Ended the Knicks' little winning streak they had going. So, you know, I thought there was a good spot for them again yesterday against the Utah Jazz, but They didn't happen. The Utah Jazz are a hard team to figure out for me right now. I'm not sure if they want to tank, not sure if they want to win games to keep it competitive and possibly make the play-in. Hard team to figure out right now are the Utah Jazz. What I do know is that Cleveland has already hammered this Hornets team once this season, 132-122 on the 18th of November. It was way early in the season, and that game did go to double overtime, and that game was in Cleveland. But I still think Cleveland is the much better team. It's hard to trust either of these teams in these situations. We know Cleveland is not the same juggernaut on the road as they are at home. We love taking Cleveland at home. One of the best home teams in the NBA. Charlotte, same cannot be said for them. They're actually one of the worst home cover teams in the NBA, as Charlotte is third worst in the NBA at 12-20 ATS. I've only covered in 37.5% of their games. Last time we seen them at home, they've lost their last 2 home games pretty convincingly. Have the Charlotte Hornets 117-106 to the Orlando Magic, 119-111 just yesterday to the Utah Jazz. I lean Cleveland. I think Cleveland does get this win. I could definitely see this being a double-digit win. Charlotte, they were being competitive there for a while, man. A hard team to figure out, but I think Cleveland comes in here, locks in, plays defense, possibly wins this game by double digits. So I lean their direction. Got to watch this injury report. Jared Allen, game time decision. Darius Garland, still game time decision. But even without those guys, I see a path with Cleveland covering this line. Not my favorite game on the board, man, but I definitely lean Cleveland laying the 8 here in this second matchup of the night. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Washington Wizards out on the road facing the Philadelphia 76ers. Philly's laying 8 in this one, total 227.5. Me personally, I like the Wizards plus the points. I think the Sixers can do again what we seen in their last one, kind of go through the motions, man. They did come back and win that game, but we had Portland plus the points in that. I had sprinkled some on the money line as well, so I was a little upset that they didn't close the deal, seal the deal, as Joel Embiid came and stole that game. But the Sixers, they did not cover in that game. They were laying a pretty nice number. They have won 4 straight, and the Wizards have been terrible. They've lost 4 or 5, but I will say the Wizards have been fighting really tough and tooth and nail trying to win these basketball games. They lost 4 or 5, but they have been competitive. They just lost the last one at home to Atlanta, 114-107, to what I think is just a better team. A team that was in the similar situation as the Wizards, a must-win basketball game, as both of these two teams are currently in the play-in in the Eastern Conference. So the Hawks came in there and won both games against the Wizards, 114-107 and 122-120. They fought tough, the Wizards did, man. They beat the Pistons. It wasn't a pretty win, but they did win at 119-117. Kept it competitive with Milwaukee, 117-111. Lost in overtime to Toronto at home, 116-109. But they did push them to overtime. Fought really competitive in this one. Philly went through the motions in their last game against Portland. They did win it, man, and they are on a 4-game winning streak. But the Wizards have won the season series, if believe it or not, man. They're up 2-1. The Sixers won the first matchup this season on the 31st of October, 118-111, and the Wizards have won the next 2. They won on the 2nd of November, 121-111 in Philly. They won 116-111 on the 27th in Washington as well. I think the 4th and final matchup of these two teams this season, I think Washington can keep this one competitive, man. We go look at the standings. Washington still right in the thick of things, man. Still right in the thick of things. They're currently 1 spot out of that play-in, man. Chicago with the win did jump them, man. 31-36 are both teams. Washington's on the outside looking out, man. On the outside looking in. They need to win some games to get back in. I don't know if they win it, man, but I do think we see a real concerted effort from them tonight to keep this game competitive. I don't know what's going on with my hat, but I do think we see them play really hard tonight, keep this game competitive. Still trying to make that play-in tournament. Give me the Wizards plus the 8. They've been competitive here recently. I still think they are tonight. Philly wins the basketball game. Wizards cover the line. Give me the Wizards plus the 8 here in this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got a really, really, really good game here in this one, man. Two teams fighting tooth and nail for that play-in the Western Conference. We got the Portland Trail Blazers out on the road facing the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans laying 1.5, total 231. Line super efficient, right where it should be. I think it's only there because New Orleans is at home. Had this game been in Portland, it might have been Portland 1.5. Could be an even line, as I think this game could go either way. A 50-50 type game, a really tough one for me to handicap. That's how I'm feeling, man. if my guy Brandon Ingram plays, I think the Pelicans win this basketball game. If he doesn't, I think the Blazers win this basketball game. It's kind of that simple. It's really not, but it sounds that simple. For me, we've seen these two teams split the season series 1-1. The Blazers won the first meeting in New Orleans, 106-95 on the 10th of November. And the Pelicans won the last meeting on the 1st of March, not long ago, 121-110 in Portland. It's a tough one for me, man. It's probably the hardest game for me on the card tonight. The line's right where it should be, super efficient. It's a 50-50, man. Both teams really, really, really need this basketball game. Let's look at the standings currently. In the Western Conference, the Pelicans are in the 11th spot at 32-35, one spot out with the Jazz getting a win yesterday. They jumped the Pelicans. And the Portland Trail Blazers are just one game behind the Pelicans, so 2 games out of the spot, man. This is a really must-win for both teams, man. If I'm going to call it, I'm leaning Pelicans right now, man. They're at home. They've been terrible. I do understand. They've been terrible, but I do lean them in this basketball game. It's a tough one, guys. It really is. This one's not making my premium side today. Pelicans have lost 3 of 5. Same thing for the Blazers. They've lost 3 of 5. The Blazers, this is going to be their 6th straight road game. I don't like the spot at all for them, man. The Pelicans, at least this is going to be their 3rd straight home game. They've been at home for a little minute. They did just get hammered, though, yesterday by the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, the cover buddies, the best cover team in the NBA. We were on the Thunder Buddies yesterday as our $15 NBA Jam Session play. We thought the Thunder were going to bounce back off their terrible loss. I could see an avenue with the Pelicans bouncing back today on their home floor after a terrible loss. Could be getting Brandon Ingram back in the fold today, as he is questionable day-to-day. Popped up about an hour ago. He sat yesterday. He could play today. Tough game. Tough. I'm leaning Pelicans, laying the 1.5, though, here in this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, the cover buddies, the best ATS team in the NBA, on the road facing probably the worst team in the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs. Thunder Buddies laying 3, total 235.5, and we're laying that 3. I really don't understand this line. How is the line only 3? I get that the Thunder are on a back-to-back. They did beat up on the Pelicans yesterday on the road. It's a road back-to-back. I get that. But they won really convincingly yesterday, 110-96. We've already seen them beat up on this Spurs team twice this season as well. 130-114 was the last one on the 27th of December. That one was in Oklahoma City, and they won the first one, 119-111 on the 30th of November in Oklahoma City as well. Oklahoma City has won 4 of its last 5. The only one they lost in this span was on the road to a really, really, really good home team, the Phoenix Suns, in a game where the Thunder didn't have their best player in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I will say, the Spurs have won 3 of their last 5. When have we been able to say that this season, that the Spurs have won 3 of their last 5 basketball games? We haven't, I don't think. But that's the case. And they just beat the best team in the Western Conference at home in their last one, in the Denver Nuggets, 128-120. It comes crumbling back down today, though. Just before they beat the Nuggets, they got hammered, and I mean hammered out on the road by the second worst team in the NBA, the Houston Rockets, 142-110. They lost to them in back-to-back games as the Rockets beat them the game before that, 122-110. They had beat Indiana and Utah the 2 previous games before that, so we've seen San Antonio be kind of competitive here recently, but not tonight. I don't think it happens. I think the Thunder beat them for the 3rd and final time this season. I think the Thunder are the better team, playing the better basketball with way more to play for, man. The Thunder, 3 games under 500, could still make the play-in tournament, bro. They right in the thick of things are this Oklahoma City Thunder team. They're 1 game below the New Orleans Pelicans. They're 1 game below the Utah Jazz, who currently have the 10th seed. I think the Thunder get into the play-in. I don't have the number right here in front of me. If I could bet Thunder to make the play-in tournament right now, I would do it. Give me the Thunder Buddies, the cover buddies, man. They were our $15 NBA Jam Session play yesterday as they hammered the Pelicans. They hammered the Spurs today in back-to-back games. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is my guy, Shai Glizzy. I love this Thunder team. We've been betting them all season. I've told y'all, I come on here every video and tell y'all my favorite money-making team, the best cover team in the NBA, the Thunder Buddies. Who would have thought that they would be right now still the best ATS team in the league? I think they get themselves another cover here in this one against the San Antonio Spurs, one of the worst teams in the NBA, playing better basketball, but still I like the Thunder. I'll lay the 3 here in this matchup tonight. In our last and final matchup of the night, man, we got the New York Knicks out on the road facing the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers at home laying 2.5, total 224.5. Really interesting game, man. The Lakers are in that mode, and we kind of had a feeling they would. We've been riding the Lakers a lot here recently, man. They're now officially in the play-in tournament in the 9th spot. Could possibly jump up out of there as they're 2 games below Golden State, who's in the 6th seed with 35 wins. The Lakers have 33. The Knicks, man, they've now lost 3 straight, while the Lakers have won 4 or 5. The Lakers are in that mode, but if I'm going to be honest, I'm still going to ride the World Warriors in the Knicks, and I think they win this basketball game. I know they let us down yesterday. First game on the board against the Clippers. We're fighting teeth and nail. Just came up short. I think they bounced back in this one today. The Knicks are still the best road team in the NBA, ATS-wise, believe it or not. They've lost 3 straight. I think they come in here hungry, man, and win this basketball game. They're working with revenge as well, as the Lakers did win the first meeting this season, 129-123 on the 31st of January in New York. We know New York has not played its best basketball in Madison Square Garden for some odd reason this season. Their best basketball has been played out on the road, man, and I do think they get this one done on the road. Before they lost these 3 straight to the Clippers yesterday, 106-95, to Sacramento, 127-117, and to Charlotte, of all teams, who ended the streak, 112-105. Before that, they were on a long winning streak. They had won, 7 or 8 in a row? I think they click it back in their gear today on the road. I love the Lakers. The Lakers have been playing really good basketball, but the Lakers are not going to win every game moving forward to close out the season. There's going to be a few clunkers in there. I think today could be one of those. If you're going to ask me right now, currently constructed, I think the Knicks are the better team. I do. I think the Knicks are a better team right now than the Los Angeles Lakers, even without Jalen Brunson, who is a game-time decision for today. He couldn't be making his appearance back. But even if he doesn't play, I still like the Knicks to win this game on the money line, man. The Knicks, let me pull it out. I know I keep just saying it. Let me get y'all the stat. The Knicks on the road are 20-14 straight up. ATS, the Knicks on the road are 22-12. I've covered in 64.7% of their games, league best. I think they cover the line, but I don't think we even need the points. I think the Knicks win this one outright. I'm leaning on the Knicks. We've been on the Lakers a ton. They've won 4 or 5. I think today's spot to sell high. Give me the Knicks on the money line here in this matchup tonight. And that's going to conclude today's episode on the Jam Session on March 12th, 2023, man. Thank y'all for watching. Smash that like button for your guy, man. Subscribe if you're new, and drop your like down in the comments. As you know, I love going through, seeing who y'all like. My best bets can be found over at Pickdawgz Premium. Click that link in the description. It takes you right to my Handicapper page. That's where you can find all my bets for today's action. College hoops with conference tournaments coming into an end today, man. I am active in college hoops. NBA, for sure, we got a nice card today, and hockey maybe. Find out over there when you click there, man. But yeah, you can also find my $15 NBA Jam Session play there, man. We've hit 9 of our last 15 on that play. We go for 10 of 16. My best bet in the NBA every night. You can scoop it up, $15 over there, man. Follow me on Twitter at ParlayGuyJ, and check out my live show, man, as I do go live every day, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, as I run through the card one more time. I usually have a guest on that show as well, as we break down the NBA card one more time, try to update y'all on some of the late injury news and information that came out of the association. So check me out there, man. Let's make some money today on a Sunday. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. I'll see y'all later on today, man. I'm out of here. Peace.